We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Laters. Bye. See you home safe, guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Geekcentric podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. My name is Justin, and if you're joining us for the first time, well, we are Geekcentric, a podcast covering the world of movies, TV shows, gaming, and all things Geekcentric. And today, I am so excited to be welcoming some fantastic members of the cast and creative team behind Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. We're diving deep into the characters, the artistry, and what makes this series such a bold new chapter in Star Wars storytelling. In this conversation, I had the opportunity to speak with Sam Witwer, who returns to voice Maul alongside Gideon Adlon, who plays Devon Izara. Together, we talk about exploring the depths of their characters and Maul's mindset in this era. Then we go behind the scenes with the creative team, including executive producer Athena Yvette Portillo, writer and executive producer Matt Michnovetz, and supervising director Brad Rau, discussing the show's unique tone, artistic direction, key inspirations, and even what the future holds. The series premieres today, April 6th, on Disney Plus, with the first 2 episodes dropping and weekly leading up to the final 2 airing on May the 4th. A huge thanks to our friends at Disney Plus Canada for setting us up with this interview. You can catch both of these interviews right now on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/geekcentric. You can also find that in our show notes. And if you haven't already, our spoiler-free review for Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord is also available on all podcast feeds. We break down the look and feel, the performances, and the story while remaining spoiler-free. We were lucky enough to see the first 8 episodes. We really are excited to be talking about Star Wars animation again. The love and attention to detail that this show has for not just the artistry, but also for the storytelling, it's immaculate. It's perfection. So definitely check out our spoiler-free review. Check out the show. It is a great time. Of course, as always, subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow us on X at GeekcentricYT, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at We Are Geekcentric. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get to these interviews. First up is my interview with Sam Witwer and Gideon Adlon. Hey, Sam. Hey, Gideon. How you guys doing?
Great.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the Geekcentric podcast. I've been loving the show. I've been so hyped for the show, even since seeing the trailer at Star Wars Celebration last year. It literally set that room on fire. So I've been excited since then. My first question is for both of you. At the start of this season, there's already a sense of tension and curiosity between Maul and Devon. But I wanted to get your perspectives. How would you describe their sort of interaction or relationship early on at the beginning of the season? Gideon, we'll start with you.
I think that Devon has, she's very young, and she has, she's presented with different paths, and, it's growing pains, and trying not to give too much away. So
dancing around it, of course,
yes.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Sam, how about for yourself?
I think really friendly. I think it goes really well. I think it's a very friendly, nurturing relationship from the get-go. I think it's fantastic. I'm trying to figure out what to say without giving anything away.
Really scary. It's really hard to do.
Maybe a little scary.
Yeah,
scary. I think that there's something in her that Maul recognizes as there's something in common that they have, I think. I think look, it's all a very happy ending. I think it goes great. 100%. Yeah.
Well, yes, I do think we will get that happy ending as you described eventually.
That's right.
Sam, my question is for you. At this point, Maul is rebuilding his power, but there's also a deeper motivation behind everything he's doing. Now, again, obviously not getting into too many spoilers, but what is motivating him? What does he really want?
Well, I mean, to go back to the Clone Wars, this is like a guy who trained for the Olympics and then never got to compete.
Hmm.
And so he's gonna always have that chip on his shoulder. He's always going to want to prove himself. And I believe that this series, he gets more of an opportunity to do just that than he's ever had in the past. And it's exciting. It's really cool to see what he's learned and what he's trying in a different way in this
Hmm.
series, because this is in fact a different version of the character. You have the Spider Maul, which is, what that was. You have the early Clone Wars, later Clone Wars, Rebels.
Hmm.
Each one of those is very different from the next, and it's really fun to develop a new version of this character that fits with some of these other wonderful characters. And these other characters are just dynamite. Devon
Yeah.
being top of that list. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Gideon absolutely gives it everything. It's
Yeah.
really amazing to watch her work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's both. It's amazing to watch both of you working together, and talking about Maul and the sense of, the different iterations that we've seen him. He seems like he's at a point of like the most concentrated and the most focused, and he does know what he wants, but he's not wanting to show his cards, right? He's definitely plotting and moving in the shadows, if you will, in a way that allows him to kind of, I guess, recoup and regain the respect that he knows he's deserved. And I think that has a lot to do with the outcome of how things evolve through this season.
Yeah, there's a trauma
Physically,
there because we just
exactly.
went through the Clone Wars, so things did not go well, and
Right.
so yeah,
There's
there's
something
something
there.
he's recovering from, but it's
Yeah.
not just that his criminal organization kind of fell apart there for a second. There's also some emotional trauma
Emotional.
that he
Yeah.
is processing at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Certain things that fans maybe saw years ago have only just happened to him now. But I want to say one thing.
Mhm.
Um, you don't need to know any of that to watch the
Yeah.
show. That's what I
Yeah.
really love about the show. You don't even need to have seen Star Wars to understand what's happening in this show.
Mhm.
I think the characters speak for themselves, and the show explains everything that you need to know inside the show. So that's kind of the fun of it. We're talking about all this
Yeah.
lore stuff,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it really is about these characters, and these characters are mostly new characters. Like Gideon's character,
Mhm.
you don't need to know anything to understand what she's going through.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think the lore just it adds flavor, but it's not a necessary thing. You could go
Mhm.
back and discover those moments later. Gideon, Devon is someone that I'm excited to see more of in this show, and just to see her evolve. She knows exactly who Maul is and what he's done, but she still has a pull towards him in some ways. What do you think it is that she's drawn to?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like even just hearing Sam speak, you know, even as Gideon, as an outsider, voicing Devon and learning about all these other layers that Maul has, these emotional layers that no one has seen before,
Mhm.
that draws me in. And I think that's not I think, but I recognize
Yeah.
this show with Sam for a bit and learning about Maul that that is what keeps Devon drawn in. There's
Hmm.
more to him than what everybody's always seen or said.
There is a great moment where I think there's just some insight of maybe the honesty of understanding the words that Maul says, but interpreting them differently based on the situation that Devon's in. And I think that
Yeah.
that is kind of like this idea of standing in two different positions, but having similar thoughts and similar alignment. So I think it's very interesting that Devon finds herself drawn towards Maul in a way that's maybe something that she hasn't been hearing.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's exactly it. It's an alignment that she's recognizing, and I think it's upsetting to her
Hmm. Hmm.
that she needs to figure out why she feels that.
Hmm. Well, with my last question here, their relationship, and again, I understand that I'm probably teetering between like something that could be a little bit spoilery, but maybe just to get a sense of an overview of how you feel that their relationship is. Do you think it's built on trust or survival?
It's difficult to say because I don't know if there's that much trust there, and I think that
Mhm.
Devin is learning she can survive on her own, and she clearly shows that she's not afraid of him. I think it's more of the relationship to her is becoming a mirror I don't know if that gives anything away, but
It's really hard, eh?
I'm looking at Sam's face. He's like, oh, but I just think he hasn't heard me say that before, and
For sure.
um,
You know what's great is my audio cut out when you said it, so I don't know what you said. Maybe it's better that I don't know what you said. So
I said that the relationship to Devon is a mirror. I don't think it's about survival or like I don't because there isn't trust there.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not scared of him, but
Yeah.
it's really like an extreme curiosity and recognition.
I think that's very well said.
Yeah.
And I don't think you spoiled too much there. I think that's
I really
you're
hope
learning the
not.
ways of teasing little things with the audience without
Yeah, I'm learning.
violating
It's
the
so hard. It's so hard. Now that you're in this universe, it's like, what can you say? What can't you say? Well, you know what,
Oh,
guys?
it's full Jenga. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh.
Well,
Very well
listen.
said.
I that's my time. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you both. Like, honestly, your dynamic is something that I am looking forward to seeing evolve in more episodes and more seasons because it is truly special. It is a master and apprentice story of the ages. And thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully we can chat again and maybe talk spoilers because I would love to talk spoilers with you guys about these characters because
We
they're
would
just
love
so
that.
rich. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great one, guys.
Do it.
Have a good one. Next is my interview with the creative team, including executive producer Athena Yvette Portillo, writer and executive producer Matt Michnovetz, and supervising director Brad Rau. Hey everyone, how y'all doing?
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you guys. I am absolutely loving this show. I am so grateful for the opportunity to have you guys on the Geekcentric podcast to talk about it. My questions are kind of like a little bit all over the place, so I feel like this is great that you're all in one room because it can kind of feel a little more conversational. But I kind of want to start with when I saw the trailer in Japan at Star Wars Celebration. Athena, you were there. It lit the room on fire. It was incredible. The one thing that stood out to me right away was just the distinct painterly look to it, and I wanted to know, what were the choices that were made to kind of help find that visual style, kind of like pushing it a little bit more, because this feels very familiar but also refreshingly different from other animation styles within Lucasfilm animation.
Thank you so much for saying that and for noticing that. One of the things that we've been investigating or were investigating was how could we both go back to old school ways of doing things and intermixing that with the new school. Joel Aaron is our director of photography, and we went back to doing oil on canvas matte paintings with Kira, who's our senior Digimat artist. We would then shoot them and then incorporate them into the composites. The other thing that Joel investigated was also doing the brushstrokes you're referring to. He actually painted those on a glass pane. He different versions of those, shot them, and then incorporated them. You could see it in the smokestacks in some instances. We also went back to practical models, like building miniatures. So we did that in some instances with the ship that you will see I think you would have seen it already, incorporated into the shots. That was great. But we also elevated the animation style by way of what I call breaking the rig, where we added more, how can I say, facial blend shapes, pivot points. We wanted the walk cycles, the body animation to be more fluid and different than what you've seen previously. We asked Sam Witwer to give us video reference of his face as he was performing. We actually had him come here to do that. And then we would utilize that as reference for the facials to get those nuances and emotion out of it. We worked closely with our internal animation team and our CGCG team in Taipei. We sent our senior animator out to be at CGCG for 3 months to teach the new aesthetic of what we were trying to aim for. And also we have story artists and animators that are really amazing with martial arts. And we caught them doing all these different flips and things that we were incorporating into the lightsaber duels. I mean, that's some of it. That's like a piece of it, but yeah.
It's really like a little
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. It's funny how there's can be so much effort that can go into things, but it's sometimes the smallest amount, but it really makes the biggest difference. It really does. It really sets that bar, and the aesthetic choices that you guys made, it really sets the bar and shows that there is a different thinking and appreciation to the process of telling this story. Now the story is definitely something that I love. Like this tone, it leans into that crime, into that the sort of darker noir vibes, and it works really well with the visual aesthetic. I wanted to know, were there any like some key inspirations either inside or outside of Star Wars that kind of like helped motivated wanting to guide that tone? I think Matt, you'd probably be the best person to ask about this.
Yeah, thank you. We obviously use a lot of the touchstones that inspired George in the original Star Wars. We went back and watched some of the original Buster Crabbe, Flash Gordon serials from the day, and we study all that. We're all cinephiles here too, obviously. So it's like but we did look at a couple of interesting contemporary pictures from recent times that I think helped craft that. Like movie Heat was a big influence. The Untouchables, Dark Knight, Godfather, those kinds of classics. Yeah,
I love that you said Dark Knight because I totally get those vibes. Definitely get that. So I think that totally works. I'm getting the last minute here. I gotta wrap. Brad, we've had the opportunity to talk in the past for the Bad Batch, and you've had such an impact on Star Wars animation, and this series really feels like something fresh. Do you see more stories to tell here beyond this season? Are we going to get a season 2?
Oh my God. We always have high hopes. I'm so excited that you're so excited about this show. Your questions are awesome because we have been pouring our heart and soul into the show, and our team is doing the very best work we've ever done. It's incredible.
Awesome. Well, it definitely shows. Yes, it shows all the love. Thank you for continuing to believe in animation and pushing it forward as a medium of great storytelling in this galaxy. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.